Hello, this is the first right acre agronomy update. And over the past few years, I've sent out these agronomy updates different ways: text, email, phone calls, different ways of doing it. But it seems like these short videos seem to work about the best. So that's probably what I'll go to. Most of them will only be a minute or two long. This one's going to be a little bit longer just because of the introduction. But a real long one might be 4 or 5 minutes long. But they're going to be real quick hits on things that are going on currently, or things that I've had questions about or that guys are focusing on. So the first one I'm going to do is discussing what information came from plots that were over 300 bushel per acre. So I got this information from an agronomist, Troy Dutenmeyer, out of Iowa, field agronomist for Pioneer. And he looked at over 1,200 different plots in Iowa that were over 300 plus bushel per acre. So yeah, Iowa's got a lot of good ground, but I think this still pertains to us. And this is where he did the data set collection. So we're talking over 1,200 plus on-farm trials, over 300 bushel per acre on these ones that he selected, 570 or over 570 different Iowa farmers, 64 different Pioneer products. So really good data set. And I think it'll be, some of this information will be surprising. The first one that I guess caught me off guard a little bit was the population on these plots. So for the most part, what I see, we're at 33 or 34,000 for average population across the board for most guys. You know, tough areas are going to get 30 to 32,000. Better areas are going to get 34.5 to 36,000 population. It seems to be where most guys are at. And if you look at these trials are getting these yields at 34,000, which typically you put your trials at the average population that you're using in the field so that they're, they're representative. But to see that they're getting these huge yields at 34,000 population, and at every yield level below that, 34,000 is winning out, is pretty impressive until you get down to under 190 bushels per acre. So this might be one chart you want me to send you, but you can look at it on the screen for now. I thought it was pretty interesting, and this is over multiple years too. So the next one we'll look at has a few different on there. It's got the population on there. So planting population, 62% of these plots were at 34,000 that were over 300 bushel per acre. And so that just kind of reiterates what I showed you before. Another part is foliar fungicide. So 93% of the time, these plots are being sprayed with foliar fungicides, and kind of just a spread of different timing. So 35% VT, 27% R1, 24% R2, and then 14% with actually 2 passes, probably wherever there was bad tar spot issues. So the other part is sulfur applied. 81% of these plots were applied additional sulfur, and 40% of them was 16 to 20 pounds per acre, which is what I see typically for recommendations, is that 20 pounds per acre. So 81% of them were applied with sulfur. Probably the most shocking one for me was the total pounds of applied pounds per acre. The average was 208 pounds per acre. I guess I thought it would have been higher than that. The caveat to that is we're talking about some really good ground with a lot of organic matter, and so that organic matter is going to provide quite a bit of in itself through mineralization. So that's another part of it. But overall, I think the population and the nitrogen part were probably the most shocking to me, but I think it's really good information, and I'm glad Troy passed this along. So I hope you find it beneficial, and till I see you next time, take care.